Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, April 22nd, Earth Day.
Yesterday felt like Wednesday.
Yesterday felt like Wednesday around here. Here's our disclaimer with my nose. All right, we've got one person. Welcome. Okay, here goes. We are going to get into our twists today, and we're going to take them up from our chest into the head and neck, and think about moving the head into that spaces. Hi, Talia. And we are going to explore how that feels in our body. I want you to be really aware as you're adding your neck into your practice that you are claiming space for yourself in your throat, just like we were claiming space yesterday in the rib cage and thinking about drawing in. We're going to need to do that same drawing in as we add rotation into the neck. Okay? So we got Lance, we got Carrie Ann, we got everybody today for Earth Day Yoga and adding our ability to look around in the world and see the important things, like our children right behind us. Okay, so here goes. Take a seat, maybe on a towel, maybe on a blanket, maybe on your couch. Sit down. Press the outside edges of your feet down into the mat or into the floor. Close your eyes. And we'll end again today with our light meditation. But let's just get that energy going. So think about this coalescing. I love the images of rooting that come into our metaphors of yoga. So imagine first that your root system extends down into whatever kind of soil is underneath your practice space. Us here in Claremont are in the alluvial fan of the San Gabriel Mountains, including Mount San Antonio, Mount Baldy. So here we're going to sink our roots down into some pretty rocky soil. And we're going to notice that the water rolls right by us quickly. So we're going to think about spreading ourselves wide in order to capture all the moisture that we might need. And I want you to bring that moisture, that light up from the earth and shine it out through the crown of your head. And right here in space, feel your thumbs. So turn your palms up, feel your thumbs. And our thumbs in this meditation are everything that is positive and good and divine in the natural world. And feel your index fingers and let them be everything that is positive and natural and divine within you. And bring the index fingers and thumbs together and feel this circle, this union between yourself and the earth. Everything that is positive and natural and divine coming together in all of the perfect packages of all of ourselves. And let everything that is shadowing your divinity, your beauty, your deep naturalness, let those spaces fly out of your other fingers, your pinkies, your ring fingers, your middle finger. Feeling this union within ourselves, this union between ourselves and our natural environment. And the union between
all peoples as we care for our bodies and our planetary body. Bring your hands towards your heart space. Lift your heart up and bow your head. Feel the beating of your heart behind your thumbs. And set your intention for practice. Today, I will. And it doesn't have to be big. Today, I will stay with Sarah and Lance and Carrie Ann through the whole class. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe it's bigger. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking care of your body. Thank you for honoring our planet that we all share. Release your hands. Lift your head. Smile. All right, you don't have to smile, but we could do that anyways. Okay, so thinking about the neck. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna sit kind of in between them here. Let's pet our throats. Oh, the nice throat. Pet your throat. You can use both hands and get the back of your neck and just notice how much tension are you carrying around in your neck. And you can let your head move around. And then maybe add your jaw, like right in front of your ear. Pet right in front of your ear, down your throat, and move your head around as you're doing this. So you're just making yourself acquainted with all of the fun landmarks of a neck. And then we're going to come below the collarbones, and I want you to pet from your shoulders to your manubrium. There's a little triangular bone here. And below your sternoclavicular notch. Ooh, we're so fancy. I love me some Latin. I never took Latin. I'm kidding. It's just anatomy words. Okay? And then I want you to walk around with your fingers. Walk around with your fingers. Walk around your tight muscles at the tops of your shoulders. Mine are feeling particularly tight. All the places you wish somebody would please dig their thumbs in. Walk around those spaces. Walk above your collarbones. You can tiptoe above your collarbones. And then you're going to get right on your collarbones and pull down slightly and let one ear go to one side. Inhale, come up and take the other ear. So we're just getting a feeling for the territory of the neck. The territory of the shoulders. Now, as you take, let's go together. So take your left ear towards your left shoulder. And then I want you just to slowly make an arc with your nose. So you're keeping your head tilted to the side. Let your nose go a little bit towards your shoulder and then a little bit towards the ceiling. And loosen up your jaw, yeah? So you just feel like, oh, I have a neck, I have a jaw. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. And then let your head tilt towards your shoulder and come upright. Drop your hands down for a minute, just squeeze your hands out, opening and closing. I know we've got to do the other side, but I've been noticing I'm on the phone more. Imagine, and my wrists are more chatty. My forearms are more chatty, so let's give them a little love. Press the backs of the hands together and let them come up and down. So the arms, what we do with our arms translates up into our neck, into our heads. It translates down. Now bring the palms together, go up and down. And then we're really gonna drop them towards our lap. So press the palms, Draw your shoulder blades onto your back as you pass your heart. And then push, see if you can keep your hands together, your palms, the heels of your hands together as we drop down towards our laps. And maybe you shrug your shoulders a bit. You say, oh yeah, I see how that goes up into my shoulders. Or maybe you draw your navel point in and go, oh, look how I can support my hands by being present in my core. All these things. Okay, let's do the other side. So pat down your throat, walk along your collarbones. Okay, pin down and take your right ear towards your right shoulder. And just feel that space. And then begin to let the nose, so we're tilted to the side, let the nose go towards the shoulder a bit, and then up towards the sky a bit. And towards the shoulder a bit, and up towards the sky a bit. And just acknowledge tension. If it's there, if it's not there, I want to be in your body. Woo! And maybe a little exploratory chin jut. And we'll come upright. Okay? So all of what happens below us supports the head. Yes? So if we are not supported in the belly, then the head goes forward and we've got this big old weight ahead of us that can topple the whole structure. So it's important that even though we're going to be focusing in on the head and neck and face a little bit today, that we be managing the other spaces. So I am going to continue to cue that, but I want you to think about, as you're doing those actions, think, I'm doing these actions to support my head. Yes? I'm doing these actions to support my neck. Take your hands back behind you. And let's turn the thumbs. So as you take your hands back behind you, turn your thumbs towards your bottom, your fingertips away, and squeeze the elbows together. See how close they can get. See if they can kiss back behind you. I don't think mine can.
Elbows?
Elbows. Can the elbows kiss? Kiss the elbows. All right, and then wing the elbows forward. Feel the shoulders go, feel the collarbones go. Imagine you're getting ready for your red carpet experience. You know, the ladies always jut their collarbones out, you know, look thinner. Draw back. Such a funny thing. Why are we caught on that? On Earth Day of all days, jut your collarbones forward. So mostly I'm doing this not because I want you to know how to be sexy in photos, because I don't think that's really doing it for us, but because I want you to move all of the muscles around that are going to affect the feeling and comfort in your neck. Okay, with your fingers tented and your elbows squeezing back, shift weight side to side. So you can feel your shoulder blades sort of glide side to side on the back, and maybe you're getting the stuff behind your scapulas, behind the shoulder blades. And notice if your chin's coming forward, see if you can continue to draw the chin back. And you could let the head go side to side too. You go to the opposite side. So you're just warming these spaces up, saying, hey, we're going to use you today. All right. And then release your hands. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Settle down. So now we go right into that strength and security. So pull your belly muscles in, draw your navel point in. We did all that stuff yesterday, or 2 days ago. I don't know. I've forgotten now. Monday? Yes, Monday. Push your thumbs back and let's lift the knees up. Notice as we add the core that the throat starts to say, what? Okay? So I want you to pick up the belly button a little bit more. Take the throat back. Notice which leg's on top. Take your feet out. Cross the other way. Drop your knees down. Release your hands down. Okay. Hands on your knees. Inhale. As you exhale, pull your belly button in. Start to turn just your chest to the right. So your gaze, your nose, your navel point are all lined up with your knee. All those ends. Ha ha ha. Yeah, your knee. Your nose, your navel, and your knee.
That's my knee.
Yeah, your knee.
That's my knee.
Your knee. It has a silent K. Silly questions. Inhale, come
Knee
forward.
does not have a silent K.
Knee. Your knee has a silent K.
Guys, come on, come on.
Draw in. Lengthen.
Knee has a very loud A. K.
Turn to the left. Aren't you glad you're hanging out with us? Okay. Think about your chin, your nose. We'll just add a letter there. Be your nose, your chin, your sternum and your knee all lining up. Take that right shoulder blade down your back. Come to the center. So we're going to start those twists today with the knee headed in the same place as the navel, and then we'll see if it goes further. Okay. Stand up. We're doing it. Stand up. Step your feet wide.
Wider.
Wider. Yeah. Nope. That's good. Stepping the feet wide. Float your arms up. We're going to go side to side. So warrior two. Well, you could go side to side that way. Yeah. Turn your right toes out. Bend your right knee. You can shift side to side like Carrie Ann is doing. That wasn't what I was imagining was going to happen, but that would be okay. And then pull your feet in towards each other. Draw your navel point in. Tip the tailbone down. Ribs back. Broaden across the collarbones. Pull your throat back. Yeah. Inhale. Exhale, release your arms down. Turn your right toes forward. Turn your left toes out. Bend into your left knee. Float your arms up. Hug your heels towards one another. So we're doing this for our throats. Like I'm doing this for my throat. Take your inner groins back. Tailbone down. Navel point in. Lift the center of your chest. Draw your throat back. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands down. Straighten your forward leg. Turn your right toes out. Inhale, float the arms. Think about all that security you've been building. Exhale, settle the arms down. Turn your right toes forward. Turn your left toes out. Bend. So this is to build the heat, build the space for all of this action to happen. So think about your action points. Release your arms down. Turn your toes. Right toes are going to go out. We're going to add the rotation of the throat this time. So think about starting with your nose, your navel facing forward, tailbone. So now line up with tailbone, nose, navel, all lining up. Float the arms. Then turn the head so your nose is lining up with your middle finger on your right hand. So this pose is really happening. The twist is only happening in the neck space. What wants to come with you is your back shoulder. Your left shoulder wants to be part of that. It says, oh, I'd like to go with the gaze. Think about drawing the shoulder back. Think about drawing the left ribs back. Think about taking the inner left thigh back, but we've never had that cue before. I'm being sarcastic. And then deepen the throat back and take the gaze towards that finger. Release down. That was a long time. Switch. Turn your left toes out. So this time let's start it from the right leg. Reach your outer right heel down. Lift your inner ankle. So it's moving the inner ankle towards the outer ankle. Hug the calf muscles forward. Inner groin back. Tailbone down. Float the arms. Line up your nose and your navel. Yes. Think about this right shoulder is going to want to follow you. Keep the right shoulder back. Take the gaze over the left hand. Notice if there's a tilt happening in your head. See if you can pull the shoulder blades towards each other and deepen the throat back so you have equal length along the cervical spine, the neck spine, as you're making that rotation. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands down, turn your gaze forward. Step your feet together. Yeah. All right. Fubo's joining us. He likes this spot right here, right off camera. He just wants to be part of the energy. Okay. Bring your hands, interlace your hands, right thumb over left. Bring your hands behind your head. Pull your elbows forward. Push your head back. Drag the heads of your shoulders down. Take your ribs back. Press into your heels. And you're going to imagine pushing the back of your head. In fact, go ahead and do it. Push the back of your head into those cupped hands. Draw your elbows forward.
as you take the heads of the shoulders and ribs back. Breathe. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release down. Stick your right arm out to the right. Shrug that right shoulder down. Deepen the throat back. Turn your gaze to your right thumb. Line your gaze up with your navel. Turn your gaze to your right thumb. Line your nose up with your navel. Turn your gaze towards your right thumb. Come back. Release your right arm. Bend into your knees, send your tailbone down, bring your arms forward. Find a little bit of fire and focus in Utkatasana, an awkward seat. Pull your belly button in. Take your bottom back so that your knees are stacking over your ankles. Yeah, everybody's favorite pose. Feel your belly button move as you're inhaling and exhaling. Now stand up on your inhale. Keep the fire in the legs, that sense of attachment in the legs, and let's extend the left arm out to the left. Drag the left shoulder blade onto the back. Think about your right shoulder blade staying where it is. Ribs go back. As we exhale this next time, we're going to take the gaze towards the left thumb. Inhale, neutral. Throat goes back. Exhale, gaze towards thumb. Inhale, neutral. Throat back. Exhale, gaze towards thumb. And then come neutral and release the arm down. Back into Utkatasana. Arms could be forward, arms could reach up. Really scoot your booty back, lift your belly up, lift your sternum, bend your elbows, shine your heart forward as you take your throat back. Wiggle your toes around so you can tell that the weight is going towards your heels. Then stretch the toes forward. Place the whole foot down and drag it back to see if you can sink a little lower. Oh. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, release your arms. Okay, we're going to play again with the reach. This time I want you to take your left hand back behind you. Place it on your sacrum to help you get this left shoulder going back, okay? So the back of the hand pushes into the pelvis. We draw, that gives me a point to draw my belly towards. I'm drawing my belly towards the back of my hand. I'm going to push forward as I take the head of the left shoulder back. Right arm's going to reach out to the right. So this is just going to remind me, hey, left shoulder's going back. Navel point in, inhale. Exhale, take your gaze to the right. See if you can close your right eye and look at your right thumbnail with your left eye. Without moving your arm, huh?
I'm trying to put it so it's where the gopher is.
Inhale where you are. Evidently we have a gopher in the yard. Exhale, release down. It's squirrel action here. Release your arms. Let's do the other side. Right hand comes back behind you. Press the back of your hand into your sacrum. Then use your belly back towards it. Take the tail down. Reach your left arm away. Shrug both shoulder blades onto your back. Lift the center of your chest. Inhale. Exhale, take your gaze to the left. See if you can close your left eye and still see your left thumb with your right eye. Deepen the throat back. Lift the sternum. Breathe. Let your gaze come forward. Release your hand down. Ha. Okay, step wide again. Or hop wide. Okay, and now we're going to turn the right toes out.
Bend into the right knee, straighten the right leg. Bend into the right knee, straighten the right leg. Bend into the right knee, place attention back into your left leg. This is where we're coming from. So it's like acknowledging your birth family, right? So slurp that leg up, bend into the right knee, then lift your right toes, straighten the right leg. So you're feeling now that pulling up, that rooting that we started with. Settle your toes down. Right hand is gonna come to the inside of the right thigh. Press the back of your right hand into your thigh.
Should listen to you before you gush.
Yeah. Press the back of your right hand into your right thigh. Scoot the tailbone towards your left heel. Reach your left arm out to the left. Both shoulder blades go onto your back. Draw your ribs back. Inhale. As you exhale, look towards your left hand. Maybe close your left eye and see if you can see your left thumbnail with your right eye. Come to neutral. Bend your knee. Release your right toes forward, your left toes out.
You're watching the reflection.
Bend into your left knee. Think about your back leg. Lift your toes up. Slurp up, that's where we're going from. We're coming from that space. We don't want to lose it. Go ahead and straighten out the left leg. Lift your toes. So you want to keep this space lively as well. Your left hand is going to come to the inside of your left thigh. Press into that to help you, just like we were pressing into the back earlier. Help you turn your palm facing, help you draw that shoulder blade onto your back. Gaze still forward. Reach your right arm out. Maybe you lean a little bit more, so come straighter in your left leg if you can, Carrie Ann. Yeah. Reach out with the right hand. Both shoulder blades go onto the back. Palm faces forward. Perhaps you deepen the throat back and look towards your right thumb. If it's too much, you back off, right? So any signals of tension, eliciting pain means stop. Yeah, find the foundation of the legs, look towards that thumb, and then inhale and draw yourself back. Okay? Let's go. Reach the arm center, legs still wide. Bring your hands down towards the floor. Yeah, hands down towards the floor. Bend your knees, wide leg forward fold. Yes. And take a moment to negotiate it. So if you need to bend opposite knees for a bit, just check in to this space, this body. See what feedback your back is giving you, what feedback your legs are giving you. Okay. Grow your toes forward. So lift your toes up, grow them forward, feel that weight towards your heels, and then resettle the toes towards the earth and move your weight towards the balls of your feet. Yes. Challenge your calf muscles to go forward. So we're building this foundation, so maybe the gaze can move. Maybe the gaze stays right where it is, all right? Draw the inner groins back, and then imagine them reaching towards your outer hips. From your outer heels, slurping up towards your outer hips. Draw your navel point in. Take the back of your right hand to your pelvis. Back of your right hand. Yeah, okay? Then use that, draw the shoulder blade back. Push the back of your hand down, lift your belly. Left hand stays on the floor. Turn your chest, maybe your gaze, to the right. Inhale. Exhale, release. Pardon me. Excuse me. And then we'll bring the right hand back to the floor if it's not there yet. Beautiful. Left hand's going to come to the back of the pelvis. Press the back of the hand towards the back and then lift up your belly. So you're using the hand as a reminder to engage the navel point, to engage the transverse abdominis. Roll the shoulders back and start to take your chest, maybe your gaze as well, to the left. Check and see how much you're doing with your pelvis, right? There's going to be a desire to drop the right hip. Think about using that inner groin back and away to help you keep the hips steady as you find that rotation. Nice. Release your hands. Bend your knees. Put your hands on your thighs. Come all the way up. And then move your feet together. Stand tall in the space. Yeah, you're doing great this time. Okay. And then let's turn our bodies so we're facing the short edge of the mat and step towards warrior one. Right foot forward. Right foot forward, left foot back. Bend into your forward knee. And then extend so the pelvis is turning towards the short edge of the mat. Yeah. You can come up on those back toes. Give yourself space. So if you need to broaden your stance right to left, that's available. You know, making your body comfortable is a good practice, particularly when you're challenging it, okay? Straighten out the forward leg. Bend into the forward leg. Straighten out the forward leg. Bend into the forward leg, straighten out the forward leg, straighten out the back leg. Yeah, nice. Press down into that inner heel, outer heel. See if you can keep that and then bend into the forward knee. So that may pull that back hip back. So pull it forward. You want to do it that way. So you want to think about drawing the hips so they're flush to the front edge of your mat. Yeah, nice job. And then let's release and step forward. So we're warming up the action of the pose, and then we'll add the twisting element. Right foot back, left foot forward. Bend into your left knee. Find your stance, so make sure you're reasonably comfortable. You don't going to feel like you're going to fall over. Straighten out the forward leg on your inhale. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the forward leg. Exhale, bend the forward knee. Inhale, straighten the forward leg. Make the back leg straight. Think about really rooting down. Inner heel, outer heel. Straighten through the back leg to the best of your ability. Yes. Then keep the back leg straight as you bend into the forward knee. Not that, yeah. Does that go into your back?
Sure.
Press down. Breathing. Inhale where you are. Exhale, step your feet together. So let's think about adding the upper register, and we're going to add it, meaning the upper torso. We're going to add it in a playful way, and then we'll add it in sort of a more focused way, okay? So returning, right foot forward, left foot back. Okay. So I'm going to keep my elbows bent. If you're at home, you can play with the arms long, okay? I'm going to bend my elbows.
Good thing.
Good thing. Okay. Straighten out your forward leg. Draw up. Think about pulling up from the heel into your leg. Take your right hip back. Press your left hip forward. Power into that left leg. Bend your right knee. As you inhale, turn your whole chest to the left. Exhale, center and twist a little bit to the right. Inhale, open up. Keep your nose in line with your chest as you come open. Make sure you don't push so far that your back knee is giving you a conversation, right? We just want to open a little bit. This is our playful moment. Doesn't it feel playful? Oh yeah, so playful. So playful. All right. Come forward, hands to hips. Step forward. Left foot forward, right foot back. Land down in your right heel. Pull that right hip forward. Straighten out the left leg so you can get that weight. Think about where you're coming from. And then bend into the forward knee. Lift up from the floor through your pelvis. Reach your arms out, elbows bent or arms straight. As we inhale, we're going to rotate open to the right. As we exhale, we'll twist just a little bit higher. Inhale, open. Now it's more playful because we're playing peekaboo over here. Inhale, open. Exhale. And then come neutral. Release your hands down. Step your feet together. In order to be able to take the whole rotation, so to have this sense of the throat and gaze changing, you really need that strong foundation. So if you're feeling at all challenged in the conversation in your knee, you're feeling at all challenged in the conversation in your foot or your hip, I'm going to have you be really aware and maybe don't move your gaze. Keep your nose and chest in a line, nose, navel, all in alignment, okay? If you're feeling like, oh yeah, I've got facility today, I'm not having any neck trouble, then you can go ahead and take the gaze around, okay? So let's step right foot forward, left foot back. Straighten out the right leg to bring your weight into your left heel back there, okay? Now, left hip dances forward. This is as far as it gets to go, is this facing forward. As we go into the twist, it's going to want to go further, but you need to translate the twist into your belly button. Bend into your right knee. Lean forward. Roll the shoulder blades onto the back, and as you do that, snuggle your belly button in towards your spine. Feel the long line from your left heel all the way out through the crown of your head. Put the back of your right hand on your pelvis. Draw the belly towards that space. Then sweep your left arm forward. Take your left arm to the outside of your right thigh. Gaze stays in line with your navel as you rotate. Maybe you reach your right arm up. Maybe you take your gaze towards your right thumbnail. So you really want to be super mindful that you have this steadiness in the pelvis, the steadiness in the belly button, the steadiness behind your heart, before you make anything happen in the neck. Come out of it. Whoo. Step up. Carrie Ann wants a fold there. Notice if you need a different pose, right? So that's a lot. That one has a lot of information in it. And I've been talking a lot. You've been listening a lot. Thank you. Ground out some energy. So anything that just like came flushing up, maybe notice if your breath paused. Let's take a counted breath. Let's do in 3, out 3. So land down into your feet. Send your energy down into the earth and empty out. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's switch sides. Left foot forward, right foot back. Give yourself space, left to right. Straighten out your forward leg so you can really land into that back leg. Land into the back leg. Think right hip's coming forward. Then, this is as far forward as that right hip gets to go. Bend into your left knee. take your left hand to the back of your pelvis. Use the belly button to sort of snuggle all your innards in towards your pelvic bowl. Reach your right arm up, inhale. Exhale, lengthen forward. Think, you're coming from your right heel. Press down from that space to draw long. Then you start the rotation from the navel to the left. Outside of the right hand comes to the outside of the left leg. Roll both shoulders back. This may be as far as you're going. Draw your throat in. Keep your belly button in line with your nose. Your nose in line with your belly button. If you're going further, you reach the arm back and you take your gaze towards your thumbnail. But that's only if you feel like, hey, I'm steady in my hips, I'm steady in my belly, I'm steady in my hatred of this pose. That's a second. Inhale, come out of it. Exhale, step your feet forward. So this, you know, as much as we think, oh yeah, I'm ready to turn my head and neck, it feels all frozen, then I want you to just really mindful about when there feels like space to make those movements. These bones up here are really small. We don't want to crank on them, okay? The muscles are really tight. We don't want to crank. Let's come down towards the floor, okay? So sit on your towels, or sit on your towels. Towel service. Right.
Folded or not?
Yeah, folded.
Together? Okay, one another?
Did you get two, Lance? Here, the second one.
Doubling one up.
Okay. This?
Yeah, like that's fine. Okay, sorry, a lot of negotiation. Okay, so now let's go without the hands first. So let's bring the hands in front of the heart space. Press the palms into one another and draw everything back, right? So belly button back, low ribs back, throat back. Think of that throat of the heron, right? So this, imagine you have this long beak coming down and brushing your pinky fingers. We're deepening that throat back. Heads of the shoulders. We're going to use the shoulder blades to move the rib cage. So I like to think about putting my hands up. My hands are like the shoulder blades, drawing down the wall, and feel that draw down into the rib cage. Yeah, you can do that even. Maybe we should. Bring your hands out ahead of you. Lift them slightly higher than your shoulders. Engage the heads of the shoulders back and draw down. As you're drawing down, snuggle the shoulder blades into the rib cage back into the shoulder blades. Keep that space, press your palms together. Lift, there's your heron throat. Lift, inhale. Exhale, turn so your pinky fingers are lined up with your knee. Deepen the throat. Take the shoulders back. Lift up the belly button, see if you can turn it a little bit more. Then draw your throat back. If you're already in challenge, then stay. If you're not challenged all the way yet, take your throat and look over your right shoulder. Notice how much your left shoulder is trying to help. Inhale back. Set your hands down. There was a lot of muscular engagement. My body's giving me feedback. You may need a wiggle. Okay? Notice, not yet. We're going to do it a second time. Hands in front of you. Drag down the wall. Pull the wallpaper down to help draw the shoulder blades down. Imagine the shoulder blades pushing forward into the chest. Ribs snuggle back. Lengthen the throat. Then bring the palms together. Imagine your beak. Deepen back. Inhale. As you exhale, turn to the left so your pinky fingers are lining up with your left kneecap. Use those shoulder blades. My right shoulder, head of the shoulder wants to come with me. I'm going to see if I can tuck that right shoulder blade onto my back and turn the chest a little bit more. Then use that left one, left shoulder blade onto the back, help receive the chest. If you're in your challenge, then stay with it. Don't go further. If you're curious about further, deepen the throat back, take the gaze to the left. Inhale back. Hold, pause your hands. All the good, all the beautiful and divine in your thumbs. All that is in you, beautiful and divine, in your index fingers. Unite them. Anything that feels challenging, that keeps you shadowing from what is good, and you let it flood out your other 3 fingers. As you feel your spine shifting. Okay, gaze. Check in with your legs. Notice which shin's on top, and we're gonna recross. All right. This time, let's challenge the system a little bit by bringing the backs of the hands together, okay? As we bring the backs of the hands together, you may need to take them higher so you can make everything meet. But notice, right, that bowing in, that sort of happens. So that is our tendency, I should say. So let's start from the base. Put the back, press the outside edges of your feet down. Push your knees down. Lift your inner groins to your navel. Drop your tail down. Lift your belly. Lift your chest. Draw the heads of the shoulders back. Okay? If that feels like enough challenge in your wrists, then stay right here with your fingers high. If you'd like a little bit more challenge in the wrists and the shoulders, then you snuggle your wrists down towards your navel space. Okay? Keep the shoulders drawing back, ribs going back, lift the center of the chest, inhale. As you exhale, turn to the right. Think about your beak. Your beak is now going to touch your thumbs. Deepen back, deepen back. Can your left shoulder assist you more to the right, your shoulder blade? Can your right shoulder blade assist you more to the right? Deepen the throat back, maybe your gaze goes over. Drop your shoulder slants. Come neutral. If you need to pause your hands, pause your hands. This one is fabulously intense. Okay? You may feel a desire to leave, right? This is one of those moments I'm like, oh gosh, I'm thirsty. I think I'll leave class and get a drink of water. Draw your throat back. Just go from the bottoms of your feet. Press down. Push your knees away. Lift your belly in. Ribs back. Lift your sternum. Inhale. As you exhale, turn your chest to the left. Use your right shoulder blade, use your left shoulder blade. Let them go down onto your rib cage, receive your rib cage, and take it further. Stay with where your challenge is, or add your gaze. Inhale yourself back. Release your hands. Yeah. All right. 11:50. Let's do one more seated twist, and then we'll reward ourselves with some nice lying down. Okay. Send your legs away. So I talked about this on Monday, I think. Although time time is becoming a little loose around the edges. So what we talked about on Monday was making sure that we're lining up the spine to make the twist happen. Yeah? So if you're kinking things, if you're leaning to the side and then taking the twist, you're putting uneven pressure into your intervertebral discs, which is not a great plan, all right? We want to think about create space between the vertebrae, then rotation, so we can get a little, yes, we're going to bring down, it's like wringing out a dishcloth or a washcloth, and we want to wring, but we don't want to wring unevenly. If we're wringing unevenly, then we're apt to create a little bit more injury in those intervertebral discs, okay? We're looking to inspire fluids going to those spaces, but not to push them out of alignment. So that means you have to be really attuned to the conversation in your spine. So with your right foot towards you, push your right heel down, draw your right hip towards your right heel. Interlace your hands, take the shoulders back. Then play the game, right? So here's the game. Lift up your belly button, take your tailbone down. Ribs back, lift your sternum. Throat back. Inhale. Exhale, take your belly button to the right. Inhale. You can imagine your ribs getting wider by taking your elbows out. Then as you exhale, maybe you hold on to your right knee with just your left hand and sweep your right arm back behind you. As you do that, notice if you tend to slouch down. So your hand could go to the floor, okay? But I want you to keep using your left hand to pull your chest forward so you can take that rotation a little deeper. Think your left shoulder blade, your head of the left shoulder is going to want to follow you to the right. Say no, meet me in the back. See if you can draw the shoulder blades towards each other to make the rotation happen in your chest. And on this one, let's take the gaze to the center and then over with great relief over your left shoulder. Come back to neutral, all the way. Inhale. Send your right leg away from you. Let 3 breaths pass, either counted, 3 breaths in and out of the nose, or inhale deeply and sigh. Inhale, sigh. Inhale. Left knee in. Left foot on the floor. Grow those toes. Then move your left hip towards your left heel. So we're getting this long spine. Interlace your fingers in front of your left shin. Draw your elbows back. So there's that same thing we were doing here. As we draw the elbows back, we're taking heads of the shoulders back, using the shoulder blades as the point of mobilization for the thoracic spine, for the rib cage spine, okay? Lean the ribs back into the shoulder blades, lift the shoulder blades with the ribs with the shoulder blades. Inhale, let your elbows go wide. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, let your elbows go wide. Exhale, turn to the left. Maybe your right hand stays on your left knee and your left hand slips back behind you, fingers on the floor. Make sure that those shoulder blades are still in the act of lifting your chest. Gaze is going to the left. Inhale. And then as you exhale, take your gaze over to the right. A little peekaboo with that space behind you. Inhale to neutral. Bring your hands back forward. Pause. Okay? I like this one. So you're going to negotiate your prop so that your right butt cheek is on your prop and your left is off. Okay? Then you're going to sweep your legs like a mermaid tail or a merman tail. Sweep your legs off to the left. Okay.
Side sit.
Side sit, says Carrie Ann. All right. The right arm is going to freely come back behind us. Then take it back behind you and then turn it. So we're getting into that external rotation. So we're gently, if you can reach, if your towel has a far edge there, I like to grab that. I like to sit on a bolster and do this one, but it's good here too, okay? Use that right shoulder back to bring the shoulder blade onto your back, and then notice that the right ribs want to come forward. So it wants to go towards the back bend. We all want to have our long hair and be in the surf splash. Well, it's not that kind of mermaid moment, okay? So we're gonna draw the ribs back. Take your left hip down. Reach your left arm up. So you're getting longer on the left side. Dropping the left hip down, reaching the left arm up. Take the back of the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. That always sort of makes me slip. So watch, my rib cage slipped over to the right and I've collapsed the left side. So I'm going to push down into my right fingers to help draw the right ribs in, to bring myself over my pelvis. Inhale. Exhale, take the chest to the right. Leave the chest to the right. Take your gaze to the left. Ever so coyly, gaze to your left. Bring your gaze to the center line. Bring your chest to the center line. Pause. Feel the breath. And then let's switch. So we're going to send the legs forward, switch your prop so you can sit on your left ischial tuberosity, side sit with your feet going over to the right. We'll use Carrie's words. I like Carrie's words. Do you side sit in aerial circus?
No, it
No.
just sounds better than mermaid.
Oh, she doesn't like my mermaid.
Gender neutral.
There we go. Gender neutral. Okay. All right. Free the left arm and reach back behind you. Maybe reach for the far side of the towel. As you've done that, notice what sort of curves have entered into your spine, what sort of lateral curves. So for me right now, I've got to bring my left ribs back in, drop my right hip down. Reach your right arm up. Grow long. Imagine that right sitting bone dropping down, right ischial tuberosity, ribs back, shoulder back, turn the chest to the left, take the back of your right hand to the left thigh. Now use the shoulder blades without popping those ribs forward, right? So let's take the left ribs back in, shoulder blades to rotate, chest to the left, inhale. Exhale, gaze to the right. Think about your beak. Deepen your beak in towards your chest as you turn. Gaze to neutral, chest to neutral, free your hands. All right, as promised, lie down.
I don't want to be a fish.
Draw your knees into your chest once you got there. Ah, yes, I'm gonna find my book of poems. Rock a little side to side. I promise that I will put today's poem title into the comments, poem's title and poet. Thank you, Nancy, for that suggestion. Okay, feet come to the floor.
How about year it was written to?
People.
Gives perspective.
And turn your palms up. So arms at your sides, turn your palms up. Just thinking about letting the chest open a little bit more, and even roll your right shoulder blade under you, your left shoulder blade under you. So you're broadening across your collarbones. And then keeping your shoulder blades down, snuggled between your rib cage and the floor, turn your gaze to the right. See if you can get the outer curve of your right ear to draw towards the floor as you take your chin towards your right shoulder. Let your gaze come neutral. Wiggle the shoulders a bit, take movement. Then right shoulder blade under you, snuggle it between yourself and the floor, your ribs in the floor. That means you gotta draw those low ribs down. Take your left shoulder blade back, draw your left ribs down, take your gaze to the left. See if you can feel the back curl of your left ear encountering your towel or the mat. Take your chin down. That right shoulder may be wanting to follow you. It's sneaky that way. See if you can encourage it down. Encourage that sandwiching action between the rib cage and the floor on that shoulder blade. And then inhale, bring your gaze to neutral. 3 times. So if you've got a towel behind your head, remove the towel. 3 times you're going to come in and out of bridge pose. So just to put different information into the cervical spine, all right? Press your feet down, inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower down. Press feet down, inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower down. And then go one more on your own. Check and see what your body's asking for. So if at this point in time your body's saying, yep, I don't need any more of that, then give it a miss, stay right here, breathe 10 times right here. If your body's ready for a little bit of stretch information, then gather your heels towards you, first with a step towards you, then with a press down into the heel, and then you isometrically, so nothing moves, you engage the heels towards your bottom. Then lift your hips up and stay lifted. Think about that right shoulder blade back, left shoulder blade back, nice, yeah. Elongate your tailbone towards your heels. Imagine your knees growing over your ankles. And then see how patient you can become within your breath. So we're using the body to open the collarbone space, the back of the neck space, the muscles of the upper spine, the thoracic, the cervical and thoracic spine. And then you're going to go ahead and release that space down. Notice if you want a twist, if you want a legs up moment, if you want a happy baby pose moment, or if you're ready to go straight to Shavasana. So you might choose to take your Shavasana and legs up the wall. We haven't done that. I don't think did we go legs up the wall last week?
You've mentioned it before.
Yeah, I've mentioned it, but we haven't taught it. So tomorrow, remind me guys, tomorrow we will rest with our legs up. But it's always an option. Remember, for you folks practicing at home, it is always an option to take your legs up, particularly if you don't have a head standing practice or a shoulder standing practice that you're doing at home. Then taking the legs up is really good for just recirculating recirculating, refreshing the what's happening in our bodies. Okay? So find the space that you are going to release into for Shavasana. This poem is titled Bloom, and it was written by January Gill O'Neill. An orchid grows inside of me, blooms from a tight bud in my chest. Its milk-white petals lean against the wall of my ribs. Lost breaths, red heart bulging, steady pulse of my soul shifting in this incomplete landscape of light. Loneliness takes root with a beauty that surprises me, suggests a kind of comfort, feeds on everything I am. It feeds on everything I am, suggests a kind of comfort with a beauty that surprises me. Loneliness takes root and light in this incomplete landscape. My soul shifts, steady pulse, red heart bulging, lost breaths lean against the wall of my ribs. In my chest, milk-white petals bloom from a tight bud. An orchid grows inside of me. Feel free to stay here if this is the space you need, to stay here beyond our time together, to stay here throughout meditation. Particularly if you're someone who sleep is eluding with all of the new information that our bodies are taking in. However, if you would like to join me for seated meditation, this is your moment to start the wiggle of fingers and of toes. To do the draw in of knees. To roll towards the side. And ease yourself up to a seat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Root into the earth, outside edges of the feet, climbing through. Imagine a light shining from your tailbone through the crown of your head. A beam of amazing. On your next inhalation, reach your pressing palms up through that beam of light. And then as you exhale, sweep that light all the way around your body. Bringing your hands to rest in your lap. Feel all that is divine and wonderful in the world, in your thumbs, and all that is divine and wonderful in you, in your index fingers. Connect those two spaces. Breathe the light up into your body and feel it shower out around you. breathe it up. And shower it around you. As you're moving this light, let anything that is dark, that is heavy, that is unnecessary, come off of your open fingertips. And staying in this space, feeling the light shining from the center of you, out and around you, connecting you to all of the beauty of yourself and the world. And anything that is sluggish, that is dark, that is fear, that is anger, that is doubt, flowing off of your open finger. If your mind wanders, as minds are apt to do, bring yourself back to that image of moving light. Shining up, out through the crown of your head, down your arms. Relaxing into everything that is whole within you. Recognizing ourselves as complete systems. And just as our planet is a complete system, interconnected systems, just as our planet is interconnected. Bring your hands together to touch in front of your chest. Lift your chest and bow your head. The light within me honors everyone here in this house who's been able to practice with me today. All of the people who've been taking care of themselves in this house. And all of you taking care of yourselves at home. May we all be well. Thank you for your practice. I'll see you guys later. Bye.